Hi everybody, it's Brad with Big Family Homestead, and in this video edition of the Homestead Nation, we have a very cool guest for you, and that is Prepper Nurse 1. This guy not only talks the talk, but he is walking the walk. He is making the shift, he's making the change, going completely off-grid. So that's what our conversation is going to be about. Please don't forget to pass the video along, like it and subscribe it, and do not forget to go to his channel and subscribe. Lots of great information there. Don't forget about Tommy, the Carolina Prepper. I'm Brad with Big Family Homestead. Enjoy the conversation.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Homestead Nation. Today we have a guest that I've been following his channel since, I don't know, probably the first 300 subscribers. Prepper Nurse 1's here, and we want to welcome him to the show. And I'm super excited because he's one of the few channels out there that we found that just keeps it real. I mean, this is a guy that has made the transition here recently from going on-grid to totally off-grid, and we're going to let him talk about that. But he puts everything out there on the table. He shares his life with his YouTube subscribers, and frankly, I feel like it's been a huge benefit for me, and I hope it's going to be a benefit for you to learn more about him. So welcome, Mr. Prepper Nurse 1. How are you?
Thank you. Yes, I'm good. Thank you for having me on your show.
Well, dude, I got to tell you what, I got to jump in here because, holy smokes, you have made the disconnect of disconnects. You have said sayonara to the old way, and you've said hello to the new way. Tell me what is going on in your neck of the woods. Make people who don't know you understand the jump. You are now truly off-grid.
Yeah, it was a week ago Monday, was our first full night up here at the property, and I have a 37-foot camper. I have an old building that I'm using just strictly for storage for right now, and we're working on putting an addition on. What I want to do is build over the top of the camper and encapsulate the camper inside of a building so I can use all the stuff that I have in the camper, so when the winter comes up here in the Northeast, that nothing's going to freeze and everything's going to be okay. It was a huge move. We started on Friday and basically moved Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but Friday being the biggest day. And I want to do a shout out real quick to Thomas and Camille, who are also part of the YouTube community, who came and pitched in the entire day and helped. And my sister, who's 66 years old, worked like a dog the entire day. I mean, it was just, so it was basically the four of us because it was a Friday because I couldn't get the camper over onto the Saturday. So I could have it for Saturday up to 8 o'clock in the morning, which was not going to be helpful. So we did the bulk of the move on Friday. And then Saturday, my daughter and I brought another load of stuff up. Then Sunday, we brought another load of stuff up in the truck. And then Monday was the last day at the house. And so basically Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we slept on the floor in the old house because there was nothing else in there anymore.
Well, let me ask you this, dude. Here's the big question. I mean, you're doing this for real. And clearly there's going to be issues with people wanting their internet, people wanting their phone service, people wanting their whatever it is, their modern convenience. And I hope I'm not poking a bee hornet nest, but how do you deal with kids in a situation where they really they're not happy?
Well, the kids, obviously we're not happy about leaving the only home they can ever remember. We were in the other house for 8 years. So it's the only home they ever remember because we had moved there when they were 5. And so to go to this extreme from a 1,900 square foot house to a 37-foot camper with a small building, it's a huge, huge adjustment for them. And, so far they've done really, really well. I had told them that I will make things as normal as possible, as fast as possible. We just got the internet this last week. I think it was Thursday, maybe we got the internet. And it was Wednesday or Thursday we ended up getting the internet. And right now I'm working. I have solar panels coming. I just ordered, and you guys didn't even tell you this before, but I ordered 3 250-watt solar panels.
Sweet.
So I have 155 watts right now already. No, 165 right now. And so with that, it'll take me up to 915 watts of solar power. So I'm waiting for that, and I plan on this weekend is setting up my solar system, which will all be on video, of course, as well. But once we're doing that, I plan on, cutting down the use of a generator, which is what we're using for power right now. And that's the whole thing, is trying to be as independent as possible. Not having another gas and electric bill is going to be awesome. I just got my last gas and electric bill, and I will happily pay that, and I will never have another one again. And just that alone is just such a huge relief. People that don't realize what being locked into the system means and having those bills every month, and to get those bills off your back is such a huge relief, and it's such an awesome thing.
So what brought you to this point? I mean, you're a regular guy. You've been living your life on the grid all these years. I don't see your tinfoil hat. So what got you to the point to where you thought, hey, I'm not liking the way things are going. I want to make a change.
Well, I was living the American dream that we were bought to believe. I had the big house. I had 2 cars, all the toys, and I was in debt right up to here. And so when you get to that point, you become a slave to the system, is what I call it. It's you're working to pay your bills, and that's exactly what they want. They want you to be so far in debt that you can never get out of it, and that you just, it just gets worse and worse. And one day I woke up and I was working at that point in time 66 hours a week, 6 days a week, and I wasn't getting ahead. And I just was like, I'm really tired of the grind, and I knew I needed to make a change. And so I started doing some research, obviously on YouTube, and I just was like, I want to be free. And that's what, more than anything else, that's what it comes down to for me, is freedom. And so I started doing research, and I bought my first property. And unfortunately, with my divorce, I ended up selling that first property. And so then 2 years ago, I bought this place that we're at now, and it's 3 acres, and it's all woods. It's on a dirt road that's not serviced by the town at all, but it's easy enough to get it in and out in the winter, so that's not going to be an issue. And it's beautiful. I mean, it's really to be here. It's peaceful, And the thing is, it's getting off the grind, getting off that hamster wheel. It's so much less stress in my life. It's that alone is awesome. Like I said, more than anything else, it's the freedom of being able to make your money, still work every day like everybody else, make your money, but instead of putting it out the door every time you turn around, it's staying in my pocket. And that's more than anything else is what I wanted, because I wanted to have that time to spend with my kids, to do things with my kids, so that we can enjoy life instead of, being frustrated and angry and burnt out all the time.
Well, I'll tell you what, here's the thing that is hitting me in the face right now. It seems like every time I open up a browser, if I go online, and this could be completely left field, but I just want to hear your opinion. It seems like every time I open up the internet now, it seems like politicians are trying to divide everybody. They're trying to just separate you from me from you, women from men, the people that have stuff with people that don't have stuff. And here's the thing my question is this. Where do you see us going? Because you're a homesteader. You've obviously seen both sides of the thing. You're a nurse. You've done medical stuff. Where do you see this leading? Because for me, I see that they're just trying to keep us occupied. They're just trying to keep us in busy work. And I would really love to just be in a way like you're doing and just disconnect and be done. But are you seeing what I'm seeing, or am I out on my own weirdo island, which is not entirely crazy?
Well, I'm going to tell you what. I look at it like this. There's 2 countries in the world that use race: the United States of America and South Africa. Okay, those are the only two countries. Because if you're like from Great Britain, you're just a Briton. You're British. You're not a black Briton, a white Briton, an orange Briton, whatever. You're British. Where here in America, and I think the government perpetuates it hugely, the division of the races. You're white, you're Italian, you're black, you're, Indian, whatever. And they want to keep us infighting all the time, because as long as we continue to infight amongst ourselves, we're not going to focus on the real problem, which is the government and just the complete corruption and greed that you see on a daily basis. I mean, here in New York, we just had, and I'll say his name, Sheldon
Silver.
Silver, yes, just ended up being charged, and he was like the Speaker of the House of, here, and he's up on corruption charges, and it's like, and every time you turn around, another one of these politicians, they have their hands in a cookie jar. I mean, why are these people in office for 30 plus years, and they never leave? Because they're making a ton of money. Not that little bit that they're getting for their salary. And then they get lifetime benefits on top of it, even if they only serve 4 years. I'd love to have a job like that.
It'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be.
I've heard two things about the American dream. First off, it's now made in China, and secondly, they call it the American dream because you have to be asleep to believe it.
Absolutely.
That's funny. It's not funny.
The thing is, I see bad things coming for this country, and that was one of the things for me. I mean, to be independent, to be in an area where I can be safe, and so part of my research was one of the books that I read said, if you can live on your homestead, do it, because then all of your stuff is there, and you don't have to worry about trying to bug out. And I'll tell you, just with the move here, we had made one move, my daughter and I rented a U-Haul a month before we made the final move. Filled that U-Haul, brought it up here, then made another run with the U-Haul, and I can't even begin to countless number of carloads of stuff that we brought up here. So if you had to bug out, you're basically going to decide what you can fit in your car, and that's all you're going to get. So you're going to leave a lot of your supplies behind.
Sure.
But with living, I'm sorry.
No. I keep going. I want to come back to this.
Okay, but to live on your retreat, all your stuff is there. You're there. And so if something all of a sudden, while you're overnight, you're sleeping, and you wake up the next day and chaos is broken loose, you're already in a safe place. Your kids are in a safe place. You know what I mean? And that's the most important thing to me, too, is, making sure that they're safe and that they're squared away.
Amen. And I agree. Here's the thing. What I'm finding out is that there's a lot of people who kind of instinctively know something bad is coming. They know whatever it is, whether it's a financial collapse or whether there's something. The reality is this: what Rome lasted for like 500 years. I'm not as good as I should be with history, but
right.
We know instinctively that something is coming and it's looming. And so the question I have for you is: explain to people who may not know what does bug out mean. Well, I don't. If you're watching this show and you picked it up because of one of my cooking videos or one of the weird things I do,
right?
What is it? What the heck is? Why would I bug out? Are there actual bugs involved? What are you talking about?
Well, it's if an emergency situation happens and all chaos breaks loose. Let's say. I'm just gonna give an example. Let's say the power grid goes down, which is a real possibility because the infrastructure in this country is a disaster. Let's say the grid goes down. Let's go with a short period of time. Let's say 2 weeks. Now, you can't get to the ATM to use it to get money out because the power's down. You can't get gas because the power's down. The grocery stores only have like a 3-day, a 3-day supply of food. Mm-hmm. So once the grocery stores are emptied out, the trucks aren't running because they can't run any gas. Now what do? Now let's say it's winter here in the Northeast and you don't have a wood stove. Now you're cold, you're hungry, all your creature comforts are gone. You can't get to your drug dealer because your drug dealer's off hidden someplace doing whatever he's doing. You can't get to the store to get the beer because it's all gone. Those people are going to go absolutely crazy. Yeah. And if their children are starving, they're going to do whatever they have to do to feed their kids. So a lot of people, they have what they call a bug out bag, where if something happens, they have this backpack that they're going to strap on their back, And if they're like a lot of us middle-aged, overweight guys who haven't gone out walking with a 40 or 50-pound rucksack on your back in forever, how many miles are you going to walk before you start dumping stuff off of it? Okay. You know, so, I mean, it's just having a place to be where you're safe, where your stuff is at, where if the power grid goes down, and that's the big thing for me, having my own solar system and eventually a wind turbine up here, is if the grid goes down, I won't know it, because other than the fact that the internet wouldn't work, that, you know, I have my own power.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying it's a location that you're going to be able to escape to.
Right. If you have some place that you can go, a lot of people don't have any place they can go. They don't know what to do. They don't have any kind of plan. So, you know, you need to have some kind of plan. I mean, if you look at the FEMA website and the Red Cross, they will tell you all the time to have a 2-week supply of food and water. And 95% of the people in this country don't even have that.
I thought we were just supposed to go to the FEMA roundup location. That's what I thought we were supposed
Sure, and wait in line for help.
to. I'm sure they'll take care of us.
Listen,
Sure,
man,
of course it will.
we're talking about bug out bags and bug out locations. I kind of want to dig down on that a little bit, because when I first started out, you know, that was like 101 when you're talking about prepping, was bug out bag, right? Everyone has their bob.
Yep.
So, of course, I got one, and, of course, I got one for everyone in my family. And what I quickly started to realize as I learned more about this whole project that we're going through here was the fact that, A, you got to have somewhere to go to, and B, I didn't have anywhere to go to, so I was going to run out to the woods with my little sack and survive out there. And quickly I came to the realization that that wasn't a reality for me. In fact, most people that think they're going to run out to the woods because they have a hunting rifle and they're going to be able to shoot a deer and live off the land, I think are sadly mistaken. So I took the next step and I got myself a location. But I have found out that like what you're saying, because I'm not there full time, now I'm having to divide all of my preps between my house and between my bug out location. And that's not a good feeling sometimes, because I realize, like you said, I'm not going to be able to take but so much with me. So I had to get some down there.
Right.
But now I'm dividing my forces, and I find that I have to get doubles and triples of everything. So I like the fact that you've made that move, and now you got it all in one place. And I don't know if many people really give a whole lot of thought to that, because they're focused on the bug out bag and nothing beyond that. And I think a lot of people are going to suffer because of it.
Well, the thing is, like I said, just if you want to do an experiment, anybody out there that has their bug out bag, strap it on your back and just take a 2-mile walk. Okay? Just a 2-mile walk. And then go home and see how you feel the next day. Not that day, but the next day. Okay? And that'll give you a reality check big time, because most of us are not physically ready to do that. And think about, now you have to bug out and say, let's say where I was located before, my retreat, which is where we are now, was 57 miles away. How many days would that take me to walk if I had to walk to get here?
57.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it would be a long time. And now throw in the kids. I mean, maybe I can push myself a little further, but how long can they go? You know, your first day is going to be your best day. So let's be realistic and say you could do 12 miles your first day. Realistically, that's about what you're going to do. Every day after that's going to be less, because you're going to be more sore, you're going to be more tired, you know, you're going to be more hungry, wet, cold if it's raining, and then if it's the weather, you know, if it's snowing. I mean, you got to throw all those scenarios in there. So, you know, being here full time now, it's really, really exciting. I mean, I've got a lot to do. I've already started working on stuff here. I had my bulldozer guy come in. He's done some work for me already, put more stone down, opened up the area where I'm going to put my addition on, and got the stone in there for that, because that's what I wanted. I wanted the stone base underneath instead of walking through the mud. But then I just had the plumber come, and, you know, I just put that video actually up today about, you know, putting the pump down in a well, and I basically handed him my camera and let him explain everything. And I'll tell you what, it's like, you know, I'm a nurse. I don't do plumbing. So why am I going to think that I can be an expert and do the things the way he could do it, and he's the expert? So I'm going to go ahead and pay the money and have somebody that knows what they're doing, that this is what they do for a living, do it right the first time, and then I don't have to go back and try to fix it later and have to cost me
Wait
more.
a second. I didn't even know that was an option.
Huh?
Pay
Yeah.
somebody. I'm always like, I guess I'm self-sufficient now, right? I got to do this myself, and it ends up costing me 3 times as much in the end.
Exactly. No, I mean, and now the solar system I'll set up myself because I've done it before.
Yeah.
But when I tie it all in with the generator and stuff like that, I will bring an electrician in for that part. But it's because the reason I'm keeping the generator as well and using it in a combination. If it's wintertime up here, we don't get as much sun, obviously. So I may have to run the generator. I want to have the generator charge up the batteries as well, plus whatever sun I do get. And that's why I want to also have a wind turbine, because I'm up in the mountains, so the wind is always blowing.
Brad, I just want to jump in and explain something to you here. If anyone's been paying attention, they'll realize Prepper Nurse 1 mentioned winter, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 times already. And as a fellow upstate New Yorker, or at least being from that area, I can tell you they have 2 seasons. Winter and road construction. In the brief period of road construction, the brain's already back on winter. I could tell that's what he's thinking about. In the back of his mind, it's not even the 4th of July yet, but in the back of your mind, where he lives, he's already thinking about winter. And winter just ended like 60 days ago, maybe not even.
Yeah, basically, I know. Well, that has to be the focus, because we have to. Will be our first winter off grid, so we need to be warm, number one. Comfortable, have all our pipes not freeze up, and, have everything go as smoothly as possible. And that's what we're working on. And, that's going to be my focus. Right now, I had my bulldozer guy come in, do some work for me. Now that part's done. I have the plumber coming in. He did the first part of what he needs to do. He still has to come back and do the second part for me. Then that'll be done. Then it's this weekend, the focus is getting my solar system set up. Once I have those 3 things are all complete, then the building is the focus. And, getting enough wood split and stacked for winter. And then, of course, I have the monkey wrench in that I was just diagnosed with a rare form of cancer. And I have to go back in and have another surgery, which is going to happen within the next 2 weeks. And that's kind of like my rush right now to get everything done, because I'll probably be out of commission for about a month where I can't do anything in the time period when I really need to do everything. Yep. So, but you know what? It's a very curable cancer. I'm really lucky. My doctor actually told me yesterday. I went and had my MRI done yesterday, and I had my consult and talk with her and also with the plastic surgeon. And, they explained what they're going to do. And he gave me a couple of options of what he could do as far as, because she's going to be taken out. I have a 7-centimeter scar about this big on my back. What they're going to do is take a 5-centimeter circumference all the way around, all the way down to the muscle. They're going to take that much out. So it's a kind of cancer that 1 in a million people get. And lucky me, I won the cancer lottery.
How come I can't win the regular lottery?
It's But the thing is, it's all about positive mental attitude, and the cure rate's 98%. And, I got it early, which is the key. Anybody out there, let me just say this, anybody that's watching this, if you have a lump or something that's not normal, if you have a mole that changes color, go to your doctor, get it checked out. Don't wait, don't hesitate, because that's what kills people. Fear is what will kill you in the end. You have to be proactive, get on top of stuff, and being in the medical field and coming from a history of cancer that's rampant through my family, when I felt this lump on my back, I said, I'm going to the doctor. And I'm really, really glad I did.
So what I'm hearing, I would say clearly, is that you should always be touching yourself in every way.
Over.
What just happened? This was a family show until just right then. Okay, here's the question I have. All right, now here's the deal, and there's probably a lot of people that are going, well, he's making a lot of sense, and then there's some other people that are going, man, oh man, where's his tinfoil hat? What would you say to the people that are riding the fence? What would you say to the people that are going, I kind of feel like he's got some really good points, but this just seems like people are going to reject me or they're going to say stupid things about me. What would you say to them, the fence riders?
You know what? I'm going to tell people. I'll put this out there to everybody. You know, I'm just an average, everyday guy. I go to work. I have a family. I take care of my kids. You know, and I call it waking up. One day I woke up and I looked at this situation, and it can't continue. It just can't. We're $17 trillion in debt. We can't even keep up with the payments. You know, and it just continues to rise all the time. And something's going to have to give. You know, look what's going on over in Greece right now. It's a real good example. They just closed the banks for 7 days, okay? So people couldn't even get money. I think they limited them to taking out 60 euros out of the ATMs. Mm-hmm. So what I would say to people that are fence riding, and, you know, it's not crazy. Being prepared is prudent, it's smart. It's like anything else. You prepare for the worst and you hope for the best. I'll be honest with you. I hope nothing ever happens. And that's my real true wish. I've had people say to me, well, don't you hope that something happens because you're all prepped up and you're ready for whatever? I said, no, I hope nothing ever happens. I hope my kids can have a normal life and that they can just go on. But I will teach them to manage their money smarter than I did because I made a ton of mistakes. But, you know, I've turned it around and I'm in a position now where things are better. But I've destroyed my credit to do it, you know. But the thing is, it's, you know, everybody has to make their own individual choices. Look in the mirror, look at your situation. What if something happens to you? We're a couple paychecks away from being broke, all of us, for most of us in this country, except for the elite, okay? Most people are 2 paychecks away from being broke. So you have to look at your thing. That job may not be there forever. Your health may not be there forever. You don't know. So look at things realistically, make some choices. And that's more than anything else. Look in the mirror, see what you're doing. Is it, you know, can you continue to do it? If you can continue to do it, knock yourself out. But be smart, be prepared. That's my biggest thing I can tell everybody.
I'll tell you what, you know, the one thing that I think my big takeaway from this is that you look like Jesse the Body Ventura. Sorry. I'm totally kidding, man. That was great.
All right.
Well, I think
I don't have my boa on.
Governor.
Oh, no. He's talking about old Jesse the Body, right?
Oh, yeah. Predator Jesse.
Yeah. Well, listen, man, it's been good catching up with you. I'm certainly sorry, and I know the people watching this are sorry to hear about the health issues, but I haven't found anybody that's been in a more positive attitude about this, and I know that's going to help you through. I know you're healthy, you got the right mindset, and you caught it early, so kudos for that. The other things that I heard that I think people are going to use as takeaways here is, A, you're a regular guy. B, you saw that it couldn't keep going the way that it was. And C, you formulated a plan on how you were going to help yourself migrate through this thing that we're going to go through and get out on the other side better. So have a plan, and it sounds like that's pretty much the theme through everything you talked about today.
That's the most important thing. Have some kind of plan, even if it's a 2-week plan. Have 2 weeks worth of food and water. If you think prepping's crazy, if you think preppers are nuts, people that want to live off grid, if you think we're all nuts, that's fine. But have at least a 2-week supply of food and water to take care of your kids. Your kids are the most important thing. And I'll say that over and over again. And if you watch my videos, you will see it's a theme that I talk about all the time. The most important thing to me are my kids. I tell people I have 3 priorities. My number 1 priority is my kids. My number 2 priority is my kids. And my number 3 priority is my kids. So that kind of explains what my priorities are. And keeping them safe, happy, healthy, that's the key. And, you know, it's going to take time up here to get things the way we really want it. But I know it's going to happen. I'm excited about it. This has been a dream for a long, long time in the making for me. And it's finally here. A lot of people, I think, you know, want to live off grid or hope to or think about it and never do it. And, you know, I'm a type of person, I go full force, full steam ahead, whatever, you know, it is. And this is a passion for me. To be honest with you, I love it. I mean, I could talk prepping, I could talk living off grid all day long with anybody that's willing to listen, and I do. But, you know, it's just, you have to, you know, have a positive outlook on things. I mean, if you watch the news media day in, day out, negativity. It's very depressing. Yeah. And So, having a positive attitude about whatever you're doing, regardless if it's not prepping, if it's not living off grid, just be positive. It correlates, and people are drawn to you because you're more positive.
Well, we know that this is going to be quite an experience for you. Frankly, I'm excited that I got in on the ground floor, and I'm going to be able to see this whole thing unfold as it goes on. I can tell you that finding your channel on YouTube sometimes is difficult, so we're going to make sure that we put a link to your channel down below so
Okay.
people watching this that want to check you out, and we do encourage everyone to go out and check out and subscribe to our guests' channels. We're trying to find people that will contribute something to the forum, and this interview is just a snapshot of what they're doing. So get to the channel, check it out, and join the conversation. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. So we're going to do that. Say a prayer for Ed if you're a praying type. If not, send well wishes and good thoughts because I know he's going to need it going through this tough time with his health. So thanks for coming on, Prepper Nurse One. We really appreciate it. Go ahead, Brad. Last word.
The last word is booyah, and I don't know why. I just thought it up. Man, thank you so much. I don't know. Yes, I'm a mess. I play guitar for a living. That's what I do. So anyway, thank you so much for coming along, man. And honestly, best wishes. Seriously.
Thank you very much. One parting thought I want to tell everybody: the prepping community is a small community, and we all need to work together and support each other. That's a big thing for me. I stay away from any kind of negativity because it's counterproductive. Anybody that's wanting to live off grid, doing the off grid lifestyle, or even prepping, whatever we're a small niche in society where most people look down on us because of what we're doing. So we all need to support each other, and that's the key. And I love talking with anybody that wants to contact me. I give my my email out all the time, and if you email me with your phone number, more than happy to call. I love talking with people, and like I said, it's just about having a support system of like-minded people is huge. Your families and stuff like that, if you want to live off grid and stuff, will think you're crazy, or if you want to prep, they think you're crazy. But there's a lot of us out here that are right on the same page that you are, and so look for that support system. And I'll tell you what, the YouTube community, I've made some fantastic friends from YouTube, and some of them I've never even met. But, I know that I will one day, and there's a lot of good people out here, and there's a lot of normal people out here.
Roger that, man. Good stuff. Listen, we enjoyed having you on. We'll catch you next time.
All right, thank you. Yes.
All right, take care.